What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the DC Collectibles TV series Supergirl Martian Manhunter. Now, here we do have Martian Manhunter in the box, a figure I've actually been looking forward to getting for quite some time now. We do have Martian Manhunter here in the package. You can see he also does come with alternate sets of hands. Does say his name on the side, Martian Manhunter. He is figure number 2 in the Supergirl series. And again, we have an image of the action figure on the side. I kind of wish that they would go back and do this with the actual portraits from the TV show, but it is what it is. Other figures available are Constantine, Vixen, Supergirl, and of course Martian Manhunter. So really liking the packaging. It is DC Collectibles standard packaging, and it does have the emblem at the top. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and then we'll go on to the rest of his review. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have Martian Manhunter out of the packaging, and let's get a good 360 of him. Gonna say there's a couple of things I like about this figure, and quite a bit that I don't like. And the main thing I don't like about this figure are mainly the aesthetics of the figure. It's a really nice costume, but the design of the figure itself is kind of strange, honestly. Like, his legs are exactly more than half his body length, and I get that he's a Martian, but you know, they could have made that so that his torso didn't seem so small compared to his legs. And another issue that I have on mine, you may notice that his right leg is bent a little, and the reason for that is if I were to straighten out his right leg is on the ground right now, and there's a noticeable gap right here. You can see right there. His legs aren't the same size. His right leg is longer than his left leg. I've actually had a couple of figures that are like this, and I don't understand how this happens, but yeah, his right leg is longer than his left leg, and that's a little unfortunate because now he's always standing off to the side unless I have him with his right foot out slightly, and that's kind of a bummer, actually. But aside from that, I really do like the way this figure came out. My main complaints are the fact that his legs are too long and his legs are not the right length, but let's actually move on to his accessories. He actually does come with 3 sets of hands. We get a right and a left hand, and let's just pull one hand off right now. Moving Martian Manhunter off to the side. He does come with 2 fist hands which come on him in the packaging. Along with the fist hands, we do get these flying hands, which look really nice. And then we also do get these relaxed hands, and it is done with a really glossy paint right here in his fingers and a matte finish right here on his glove. So it looks really cool, and you can just peg that in to place right here. And there we have him with his new hand attached. So it actually looks pretty cool, and I might actually opt to display him with the relaxed hands. Or maybe the flying hands, I don't know. But they both pop on and off really easy, so that's pretty cool. Before we go on to Martian Manhunter's detail, let's actually get a quick figure comparison with Martian Manhunter here. And here we have Martian Manhunter from the Supergirl TV series posed next to my DC Universe Classics Martian Manhunter, and as you can see, they're almost the same size, which is surprising. Big noticeable difference is that this Martian Manhunter is a really bright green, where this one is more, I want to say, a kind of realistic green, where it would actually look like he was a creature that came out of space or something. So let's actually move on to his details really fast. Moving up to his face, we can see a really good job with that face sculpt. It looks really nice. Looks so alien-y. Alien-y, is that a word? I don't know, but I'm making it a word. You can see he even has pupils painted in there. It's not just a solid red eye. You can see all the wash they put into his head, giving him all these crevices, bringing out all that detail. His ears right here on the side. And I really do like the fact that his head is kind of like a cone shape. But I don't know why I've always liked Martian Manhunter with an elongated head rather than the round, bald head. And then we get on to his cape right here, which you can see it is really nicely done. There's a lot of panel lining and details there. Move it up to the front. We kind of do get the Martian Manhunter X right here on his costume, as well as the gold buttons, which I'm really glad they carried over from the TV show and the comics and made that look pretty good. You can see he does have some gold trim right here on his shoulder pads. The lighter blue with a darker blue looks really fantastic. And then we get this really glossy, I want to say it's almost like a midnight blue. It's not really navy, it's even darker. It's almost to the line of black, and we also see that right here. Although this one is, you can tell it's a little more blue than the one on his forearm. But you can even see this blue contrast here throughout his costume. We do get some more blue lining right here. Then we go on to his foot, which also has some blue paint right along the seam right here, and then some silver paint. And they did a really good job sculpting details on Martian Manhunter. I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that. But he also has his gold belt, and then we have some gold trim right along the belt. So overall, really, really cool and interesting figure. Martian Manhunter is actually one of my favorite comic book characters, and I'm really glad that he looks as awesome as he does in the Supergirl TV show. At least I think he looks awesome. If you don't agree with me, then that's your opinion. Oh, and the cape is also two different shades of blue. We have this lighter blue right here, and turn it around, we have that really dark blue. So that's really cool. We have Martian Manhunter with the varying shades of blue. And I kind of like the fact that they didn't make him half naked, which I think for a lot of people that's a good thing. Moving on to his articulation, Martian Manhunter is sporting a ball-jointed head. He can look up slightly, can't look down, but he can tilt his head side to side, so that looks cool. Something I forgot to point out is that his cheekbones protrude so far out. That's really nice. And head does swivel left and right, so we do get some pretty decent range on the head. Arms on a ball joint go out to about that far, and you can't really get him further than that because of his shoulder pad bumping up against the armor right here. He does do a full 360. He has a single joint in the elbow, which doesn't give you 90 degrees, but it can swivel. No bicep swivel, it's all incorporated right here in the elbow hinge. He has a swivel and hinge in the wrist, although because the way his hand sits so far deep into that joint, you're not really going to get too much movement out of that. At least for the fist hand. Let's see. Nope, you're not getting much movement out of either hand. So that's a little unfortunate. He does have a ball jointed torso, which doesn't give him the best range of movement, but it is pretty good. Does swivel at that joint, and it's really stiff, as you can hear. Goes forward about that far, goes back about that far, so you're really not going to be posing him too crazy. Legs do go forward about that far. They go back that much, go out to about that far. No thigh swivel, but we do get double joints in his knee. And it's pretty stiff on mine, and I really don't want to try forcing joints moving. There we go. You can hear all those joints creaking and cracking. It's really scary sometimes, but sometimes you just gotta do it. But yeah, double jointed in the knee, no boot swivel, because it's all just one sculpt. And he does have a hinge in the ankle, which goes forward about that far, and back about that far. So not the greatest range of movement on Martian Manhunter, but still a really, really good looking figure. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, then we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have Martian Manhunter posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like the figure. It is a little bit of a bum rap that his right leg is quite a bit longer than his left leg. I really can't have him standing upright perfectly, because then he's always going to be leaning off to one side, and it does suck when that happens, and I really don't know how to fix it. I wish I did, because I have several figures like that. You can see he is leaning off to one side. That's not a illusion from the camera, you can see right here, his shoulders don't line up with my thumb, or with my finger. But anyway, I really do like the way Martian Manhunter came out, and he is one of my favorite Justice League members. I actually prefer Martian Manhunter over a Cyborg, but that's nothing new for my viewers to hear. I really do like the way this figure came out, and again, kind of sucks that the right leg is longer, and that I kind of wish that his elbows were a little tighter. But as it stands, I still love this figure. He's actually a welcomed addition to my collection, and I'm liking him more than I thought I would. Personally, I think he's a stronger figure than Supergirl, but that's just my humble opinion. But if you're looking for this guy, he is available at comic book stores and specialty shops. I picked mine up from my local comic book store. Always support your local comic book stores, guys. That's a really nice gem, and you meet so many fascinating people, and it's just a really nice environment. So go check out your comic book stores. Hopefully you can find this guy in the stores, and he should run you about $27 or $24 depending on the comic book store and what they're asking for him. But I really do like this figure, and I recommend him if you're a fan of the CW verse or just a fan of Martian Manhunter. If you can get him, definitely do it. And with that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000 saying I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my DC collectible reviews, where if you are really into DC collectibles, I do have the Icons lines and some more CW verse figures. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone.